I know exactly what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, 2 videos in the space of 24 hours. That's not like Born. And you're absolutely right, but with good reason, because as the title suggests, it has officially, yes officially been confirmed that at Gamescom this Thursday, Ubisoft's Ivory Tower will be revealing the next expansion pack for the CONQUEROR. So how did I find this out? Well, I was actually on the IGN forum sharing the last video I uploaded to the channel, doing my normal promotional routine, when I stumbled upon this. Now what you can see on the screen is a screenshot taken from my mobile device of the Gamescom schedule, and as you can see, it clearly shows a time slot allocated for the expansion announcement. This is taken from the official IGN website. Now at this stage we have no hints, ideas or clues as to what the details are. All we can do is speculate. Now I have 2 suspicions and I'm going to explain both. The first suspicion is that the expansion will be Mexico and maybe further into South America. Now, as you guys know, my Power vs Grip video managed to hit 600 views, which is the highest on my channel, and that was because Ubisoft have featured it on the crew community page. Why is this relevant? I'll tell you why it's very relevant. I'm in the Forza, the Need for Speed and the crew community Facebook groups, and I can tell you now, the crews, although smaller in member size than Need for Speed's, is definitely more active. They make a very big effort to get involved with those of us who play the game. From setting up and getting involved with community competitions that are directly linked to the game, to helping those of us with YouTube channels and other social media gain exposure and views by selecting videos and images to promote on their website. They even state that they go into the Reddit forums to find out exactly what we are doing and finding out what we're liking and not liking. Yes, let's not get away from the fact the game does have some physics issues, but these guys have done a fantastic job of weaving themselves into the fabric of their community and have bridged the gap between developer and player better than anyone else thus far. Now, because they are so involved with what's going on across the social networks, they cannot have failed to notice that when the topic of expansion comes up, Mexico is one of the most common and popular destinations. From that standpoint, it will be really weird for them to not take into consideration that obviously with it being an expansion pack, which they're probably going to charge us for, it makes logical sense to give us what we want, right? I mean, that's common sense. You want to sell a product, there's got to be a demand for it. And from what I can see, there has been a demand for a Mexico, maybe even a South American expansion, which I think would be a great idea, because to my knowledge, I don't think there has been a single open world racing game that has actually ventured into South America yet. It will definitely be a new and refreshing experience for all of us, and one that I will definitely be looking forward to. My second suspicion is more so from my own wishful thinking, and that is Japan. This will open up 3 different possibilities. Number 1, a beautiful country with a totally different look and feel from what we have already, with plenty of narrow winding roads which will be a drifter's dream. Number 2, we all know about the Kazuyas and the Triads, right? The legendary Japanese clans? Well, as you know, the crew's storyline is actually quite murky, dark and sinister, which fits in nicely with some of Japan's most legendary ganglands and opens up the possibility of expanding the story further, or even having a totally new one with a new protagonist. Number 3, cars, specifically JDM cars. Now let's be honest, the game is running very light on JDM. The MX-5, the RX-7 and the BRZ only came as DLC, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the original game only shipped with the 240Z, the 370Z and the R34. A Japanese expansion could lead to us getting more JDM cars, maybe a Honda NSX, perhaps a Mitsubishi Evo. How about a Subaru Impreza, or maybe even a Toyota Supra? The list of JDM omissions is huge, and I feel a Japanese expansion would go some way to resolving this. So that's basically it, guys. Those are my suspicions and theories. Let me know what you think and what you're hoping for from the expansion by leaving a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, as I'll be delivering the news as soon as the expansion details are released to the world this Thursday. Also, big favour, okay? If you haven't done so already, please check out my last video entitled Fear Conqueror, Car vs Plane. Please make sure you check that out, as it's part of my head-to-head showdown series. If you can't find it on my page, then click the link in the description box. Let's try and get at least 200 views on that. In the meantime, drive safely and I'll see you on Thursday.